So you can make a lot of money flipping houses, especially fix and flip. And on this video, I'm gonna talk about what to do and also what not to do. All right, Jerry Norton here. Welcome back to another video here on the Real Estate Freedom TV channel, where we talk all about how to master real estate investing so that you can live your dream life. And on today's video, I want to talk about specifically fix and flip and what to do and also what not to do. And I want to share a couple of my biggest tips for what to do to be successful fix and flip and also what not to do, okay? So first, let's talk about what to do, right? What to do when it comes to fix and flip. One of the most important things that you can do as you start to do fix and flip is to learn what the market wants and then design and build your house, right? Your renovation to match the market and to leave your personal preference out of the equation. So many people flip based on their personal preference. It's not about you, it's about the buyer. So you want to ask yourself, who is the ideal buyer for this house? What is it that they want? I remember one time I did this remodel and it was a contemporary home. And I hated everything about it. I hated the cabinets, I hated the countertops, I hated the flooring, I hated the paint, I hated our light fixtures. There was nothing about it that I personally liked. But look, I'm not the buyer. I'm not the one that's gonna live in the home. So it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what my ideal buyer thinks. And that's the key to this. So when you're fixing and flipping, you want to learn, what does the ideal buyer want? I did another project on a fix and flip, and it was in an area that was highly populated by Middle Eastern people, Middle Eastern buyers. And so I had to learn, what exactly does a Middle Eastern buyer in this market want? What kind of carpet do they want? What kind of paint do they want? What kind of cabinets do they want? What do they want? Because that's who my ideal buyer is going to be. Now, how do I design my house to fit that buyer? I'm doing a project right now where I'm in a retirement community where it's baby boomers. There's a golf membership. It's usually second homeowners. It's a high-end luxury market. It's second homeowners or retirees. I got to design my entire project around that type of buyer. Now, how do you learn who your ideal buyer is? The best way to learn who your ideal buyer is to network and talk with real estate agents who are experts in that market. So every time I get a deal, what I do is I seek out and I look for the #1 agent in that market. And that's why I want to list my property for me, a top selling agent. If I can't get a top selling agent at one of the #1 brokerages, I go to the #2 brokerage and I look for the top selling agent at that brokerage, right? I want someone who knows the market inside and out, who will look at my deal and tell me, Jerry, this is exactly what you need to do. This is who your buyer is. This is what they want. I know because I work with these buyers day in and day out, and I know what they want. If you do that, then you will design your house. You will not over renovate or under renovate, because that agent will tell you, look, you need to replace this. You don't need to replace that. You need to fix this. They don't care about that. And now you're not spending your money where you shouldn't, and you're fixing up and you're putting in the right finishes to fit that ideal buyer. That is probably one of the biggest tips I can give you when it comes to being successful with fix and flip. I watch these flippers go out there and they put in all this stuff and they do all this work, and a lot of times they over renovate, they overdo it, they do too much, or they under renovate, or they put the wrong stuff in that's not what the buyer wants. People say to me, well, should I use this type of tile? Should I use this color paint? Should I use this type of countertop? I don't know. What does the buyer want? Every market is a little bit different. Now, there's some generalized rules, right, of, this color is in style and this theme is in style right now, and that's generalizing. But when it gets down to what type of faucets, what type of doorknobs, what size trim, should I use a 6-inch base trim or an 8-inch base trim, and all those kind of tough decisions. Should I put an island in? How big should my island be? All of those things, a market expert will help you make those decisions. Don't assume that you know or that what you think is what you should do. Be humble. Know that you're not the market expert. You will never be the market expert, because a real estate agent that's a top selling agent in that market will always know what's the hottest things and what's the most important value to buyers. That's where you get educated. That's where you start to learn and make sure every deal you do, you're getting that market opinion, that market expert to do that. Remember, the number one thing not to do is the opposite of that. It's to think you know, it's to renovate to your style, it's to over renovate and do too much, or to under renovate and not do enough and leave money on the table. You don't want to lose money, you don't want to leave money on the table. You want to find that sweet spot where you're going to maximize profits and get top dollar for the least amount of time, energy, and effort. That's what this is all about. It's about flipping for high profit. The person who wins in this business is the one who doesn't over renovate or under renovate, but finds that magical sweet spot where you can make the most money for your effort. And that's what this business is all about. Now, fix and flip is an exciting business. You are going to have to learn how to get funding for deals. You're going to have to learn how to manage contractors. You're going to have to get good at those processes of raising capital, managing contractors, and getting top agents to list and sell your properties for you. So that's a more advanced way of flipping. You can make a lot of money doing that. That's where I've dedicated a lot of years now at becoming really proficient at that skill set. And now I'm at a point where I'm doing deals all across the country in multiple markets. In fact, I built a finder program where you or anybody can submit deals to me, and as long as they meet my criteria and they're deals that I'm looking for, I'll pay you a $10,000 finder fee for finding that deal and bringing it to me. So if you want to learn about how to become a finder for me, I'm holding a free training where you can watch that, learn all about the types of deals I want. I give you training, I give you tools, I show you how to go out there and find these deals so that you can bring them to me if you want. Again, if you do, I'll pay you $10,000 for them. It's a great way to get started, start getting those $10,000 checks, start making money, and eventually get to a point where you can start doing those deals, making the big profits on the fix and flips, and really start to go big with this business. Again, if you want to learn how to become a finder for me, click on the link in the description. I'd love to have you on that next training class I'm going to do where you can learn all about it, get those $10,000 checks. Until next time, this is Jerry Norton, and I'll see you on the next video.